Yes, that it believes that Tottenham's going to have a good team this year. They got a young, a fresh team, a good coach, very handsome I hear. And I hate to sound like a poof, and here's James.
It's not you to notice the male attributes like that, Don. And now we are moving on to the next friendly game in Street Fighter 2. And where shall this location be? It's obviously between Blanca and Belwog. Now, I was working with Blanca one day down at the local nuclear power plant, and he happened to drop some uranium ore nearby, and he's never been the same since. And while Balrog, and yes, and that probably explains his blue hair. Very interesting. And yes, he likes to bite faces like that very often, which makes us believe on his, which makes us wonder on his sexuality. And yes, he was prematurely dizzy there, but it's obvious that Balrog kicks ass once again. And amongst us is a fine young star. I just have to ask his name. Hang on. He just left us, but he shall be back. And yes, we have Tony Barber amongst us here. And he says we should select door number 2. Door number 2, was it, Tony? I think you're on the wrong game show. Well, anyway, Tony's career has come to a bit of a lapse, actually, in the last year or so. And he is now working on the corner between Swanston and Burke Street, selling raffle tickets and hot jam donuts. And yes, he's amongst us today, but he's not willing to talk as it might endanger his career of selling donuts. It's a pretty volatile career at that in this current economic job climate. And now I should move back onto the game as I am totally off track and what is happening? Yes, and Blanca is practicing his jumping skills. I believe he won the national pole vault championship at his local school in Brazil. No, it wasn't Brazil. It was somewhere near the eastern region of the Amazon rainforest. I had just been reported my facts were wrong, and actually it was Brazil, according to Don Watts, who actually has the encyclopedia out right now and he's reading it page by page. and oh yes, and here is Don Watts.
Thank you. It was, it indeed, Blanca was indeed from Brazil, Brazil. Oh, Ben. Yes, and I think. Oh no, someone's trying to make up an excuse that they've never used him before. Oh, and he's all over the joint. And what a win! I don't think I've ever seen a victory so quick before, but no, I have. I just remembered. Well, I do recall myself, this great unreal guy I know who's good at this game, what's his name? Richard Ogden. He thrashed, what was his name? Schoolboy champion of everything, Formula 1, Lotus, Street Fighter 2, you name it, he's champion of everything. Anyway, he bet an unknown Jason Anderson in 9 seconds. Can you believe 9 seconds? Anyway, that was near the record. And someone's getting beaten and they're on fucking level 7. And, oh, that was very close. Here, Tony. Tony, take over. Tony, take over. No, Barney, you've talked long enough.
Hello. I've just been down experiencing some cultural atmosphere of the Russian life. Bit of vodka, bit of Helga. Wonderful things. Yes, and I'm just relaxing here, sipping a martini, and waiting for the next fight to begin. Yes, let's start the game. Well, this is strange. As one goes up, the other goes down. Yes, and wonderful kick combination there. Yes, and I'll cross to James.
And yes, and Jenny Morris just walked into the door, and she shall be conducting the weather for us tonight. And actually, I think I'll just run through it myself. 15 degrees, humidity 96, and that's all you really need to know. And yes, and Zangief, and Zangief is seen to be doing very well in his hometown behind the socialist communist ice cream factory in the background, which apparently makes 16 rubles a month, which in American currency estimates to about 4 cents, which actually over in Russia, being a socialist structure, is really a big thing. But it actually isn't no more, as they are moving into democracy. And maybe for the better. And yes, Zangief has just kicked ass again. And Don Watts is just grabbing the microphone, but I will not give it to him because I am an asshole.
Ah! Yes, I made him get that. I just snapped his arms off. Oh, did you see that victory before? I believe Zangief beat Chun-Li, and someone's gonna kill me.
I think we missed that, Rich, sorry.
I think Dennis is chucking the biggest old worry ever. Someone went Chun-Li and got beat. I love that worry look. Hey, James, but no, not James, no. James is taking up plenty of airtime at the moment. Come over here, Marcus, and commentate. Come here. Yes, you can. That's what Todd said. Hey, do you wanna?
And Marcus is very reluctant to commentate, but we think we'll get him into the right Hungarian experience.
Yes, and I think we're going to start a actual competition to get to the last fighter now. It's changed, it's serious. The options are on, and we're ready for a big game. Fight, as it may be. Yes, and well, we're going for it, I believe. Yes. Yes, and of course we'll be plotting the course of somebody through the championships. We're not sure who yet. Whatever that blue thing goes on, that's who we're picking, and it's Ryu. Yes. And he's off to China to fight Chun-Li. Of course, it was James that was fucking Chun-Li. I got it all wrong. Anyway, this should be a tough match. As you know, well, Chun-Li's a good fighter on level 7. Level 5, yes. And of course, James Sabbath.
You saw some interesting facts on Chun-Li. She actually is very loose. I should know, actually. And she comes very cheap as well. Like, 10 American dollars goes a long way over in China.
Yes, her pussy's as loose as an old bit of meat. And quite pliable too. I could actually construct stuff out of it. Yes, I moulded it into a small teddy bear shape. Gave me great enjoyment.
Oh yes, and you could even mold it into a little Gumby if you wanted to, and have Pokey and all his gang, and set up your own little claymation scene using Chun-Li's clit, which would be very... I can't think of the word right now. And yes, Ryu is now kicking ass. Yeah, look at that. And yes, and there's been a few amendments in the scenery in China as their population grows, so we see more people on the streets. And yes, we shall now moving over to USSR.
Yes, and I'm not cold today because it's been heated up, and and what a wonderful suntan Zangief has. That's very unusual for a Russian. And the